Hello YouTube. The next most common design ingredient that you would find on a website or app is images. Everybody knows about images. The most common places where you would find images in your website or app are places such as the logo, buttons, icons, carousels and image views. Let's learn to choose the right kind of images for each of these in this video. An image is a series of pixels or dots displayed by a monitor or printed on a paper. Could you try telling how many colors you see in this picture? I see a nice bright blue sky, and there are some white clouds and some yellow and red balloons. So if your answer was 4, it is no way near the actual right answer. The reason is, though we said the sky was blue in general, each dot could be a different blue. Let's zoom into the clouds next. Are you sure you see only white pixels here? The same goes for each balloon. So the answer is, there are thousands of colors in this picture, if not millions. And a computer is no genius like us to see and perceive images like we humans do. So how does a computer remember an image? The answer is, it gives each color a value and it remembers the value for each pixel in binary. So let's take a binary image. As the name suggests, a binary image is made up of only 2 color values, 0 and 1. Therefore, if the value for a pixel is 0, then it is black, and if the value is 1, the pixel is white. The resultant picture is a true black and white image with no grays at all. Now let us set the bar a little higher and talk about an 8-bit image. If 1 bit can hold 2 different color values, imagine what 8-bit can hold. An 8-bit binary number can hold values between 0 and 255. Therefore, an 8-bit color model can represent 256 different colors. Though these could be any 256 unique colors, these days we use them on grayscale color mode, which has a black and a white and 254 different shades of grey in between. Similarly, 16-bit colors give us 65,536 different colors, and 32-bit colors give us roughly 16.7 million different colors. For those of you who have used Adobe's Photoshop and Illustrator and has chosen RGB 8-bit color mode in the new document window, could you guess how they allow you to pick millions of colors when you actually choose only an 8-bit color mode? If you remember from this video, I told you an 8-bit number can hold only 256 different colors. If you know the answer, how is it possible to choose millions of colors from the color picker when you have chosen only an 8-bit color mode? Then give it a shot through the comments and we will tell you if it is right or not. So now we know how computers remember images. But what if I told you this is only partially correct? That is because not all images are rasters that are remembered pixel by pixel. Some images are not hyper-realistic. They look a little cartoony. If you look closely, they are only made out of shapes. And each shape either has a formula or expression to define it and is mostly filled with a single color or at least a gradient that is a function of few colors at a certain angle. Therefore, there exists a certain category of images that we call vectors that are processed as vertices, angles, slopes, and other parameters that can be mathematically defined instead of being remembered pixel by pixel. So to summarize, rasters are pixel based, vectors are based on numbers and formulae. Rasters are realistic, while vectors are cartoony. Rasters are larger in file size because they have to remember a lot of data, that is, the color value of each pixels, whereas vectors are smaller. Rasters lose their quality when you stretch to expand them because the image editing software tries to extrapolate or duplicate pixel values depending on how much you stretch them, whereas vectors can be resized comfortably as the mathematical formulae graciously scales up each parameter. I hope just this knowledge would let you pick the right type of image for the right application that we discussed earlier. Logos, icons, and most image buttons are not realistic. Therefore, they are better defined with shapes or vectors rather than pixels. It gives them the added flexibility to scale correspondingly based on different screen sizes. Whereas any background image that is realistic, any product image that is very sophisticated to be illustrated can be all rasters. Image file formats. Though there's a bunch of different file types for images, let's discuss only 4 crucial types that you simply cannot ignore as a graphic or UI designer in this video. They are JPEG, PNG, GIFs, some people pronounce it as GIFs, and SVGs. While JPEGs and PNGs are a suitable choice for realistic images with high color information, GIFs and SVGs are suitable for non-realistic images. Though a GIF also works pixel-based and is not a true vector type, their support for only up to 256 colors makes them suitable for low color information images such as a logo or button image, rather than ones that look realistic with thousands of colors. But when you deal with vectors, our default choice could be SVGs. Also remember that JPG is a lossy compression technique, meaning every time you make some changes in an image editor and save the image as JPEG, some quality is lost. Whereas PNG is lossless and allows transparency. In fact, all the other formats here support transparency except for JPEGs. Finally, GIFs are the only format that support animations here. But note that since SVGs are vectors which are represented as XML code, they can also be targeted with JavaScript or CSS to animate them. So these are the most famous types of image formats, and I hope you choose the right type of image and the right file format for your web design or app design after watching this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay tuned.